Hello you lot, this is Keef Cooks, I'm Keef, and today I'm going to do an American Chinese carry-out classic egg Foo Young, or chicken Foo Young in fact. But first, a couple of shout outs. One to Beth Spendlove's boyfriend, who very kindly and wisely bought her one of these, a Keef Cooks mug for Christmas. So Beth, I hope you're enjoying it. I just can't, yeah. Anyway, the mug is for life, not just for Christmas. So if you lot want one, you can buy them now. Link below and up there. So this was requested by Josie Lindstrom with 2 dots. And yeah, when I saw that, egg Foo Young, I thought I've had that from, you know, British Chinese takeaways and not been impressed and not bothering, not going to have that again. Because basically in Britain, the egg Foo Young thing is just an omelette. There's almost nothing there to indicate that this is meant to be Chinese. But yeah, it was bland, it was boring, it was, why would you? But Josie sent a link to a video of what she's got in mind, and it's an American style of egg Foo Young or chicken Foo. Well, egg Foo Young is what she wanted. I've got some leftover chicken, so I'm going to stick that in as well. And it actually looks very interesting. It's deep fried, and it's got a kind of gravy on it, and it looks a lot more appealing than the British version. And I've got no idea about what the Chinese version is. I'll start by making the gravy because we can keep that warm until we need it, or we can reheat it when we're ready for it. So you want a tablespoon of plain white all-purpose flour, a tablespoon of vegetable oil or sunflower oil, 250 ml of chicken stock, maybe half teaspoon of cayenne pepper if you want some heat, that's completely optional, a tablespoon of soy sauce, a tablespoon of oyster sauce, and then to thicken it we'll have a slurry of corn flour, cornstarch and water. So we start off by making a classic roux. Heat the oil in a small saucepan and then sift in the flour and stir that till you get a thickish paste, and you can cook it for a minute or two, and you can let it go brown if you want, because this is going to be a sort of brown gravy. Then add the chicken stock, the oyster sauce, the soy sauce and the cayenne pepper if you're using that, and let those cook for a few minutes and they'll probably start to thicken up and it should become nice and thick and glossy. So actually that didn't need the corn flour and water slurry because the roux made it plenty thick enough. In fact, I had to add a bit more water. So anyway, that's a nice thick shiny gravy. And let's get on with the main part, the egg Foo Young. For the egg Foo Young, I've got 6 eggs. I've got 1 cooked chicken breast, which needs to be shredded, a handful of bean sprouts, an onion, 2 spring onions, scallions, a couple of carrots, and some vegetable oil for frying, and for garnish, some sesame seeds that need to be dry toasted. Also, a bit of flour. Alright, I'm going to grate the carrots. I would have used the little food processor if I could be bothered, but it's just 2 little carrots. It's not worth getting it all messed up for. Just keep your fingers away from the sharp bits. For the spring onion, I've chopped the white bits, and those will go in with the egg. The green top bits I will slice and use those as garnish. Bean sprouts don't need to be prepped at all. Big onion does. And actually I've only used half the onion because I think we've got enough alliums going on there already. Get a big bowl and put the chicken in and all the veggies. but not the sliced green onion that we were saving for the garnish. Okay, right, just mix those. And we want a half teaspoon of sesame oil. And then fold in the eggs. Now sprinkle it with some flour. And just stir to make that kind of disappear. Okay, time to cook them. So I mentioned this is an American style of egg Foo Young, which involves deep frying. So you want a decent amount of oil heating in, well, ideally a wok. I can pretend my frying pan is a wok, you know, I'd be lying. And that oil needs to be 177 degrees Celsius. When the oil is up to temperature, take a scoop of the mixture and lower it into the oil. Use your spatula to pull it back into kind of circular shape. They'll need to be cooked for about 1 minute on a side, and you'll probably need to do several batches. And when they're cooked, take them out, put them on kitchen paper to drain, and when it's all done, serve them up with some rice or whatever and your gravy. I'm just about ready to serve it up, so I need to toast some sesame seeds. So I've got a little cast iron skillet, hot, no oil, and just pop the seeds on, stir them around, and when they start to turn brown, take them out and sprinkle them on top of the Foo Young. So a little sprinkling of the garnish. And now it's taste test time with Mrs. Keef Cooks.
Hi guys.
There you go.
Oh, I was expecting something that looked like chicken scrambled egg. This looks a lot more appetizing than what I expected. Did you tell them about how you cooked the chicken yesterday?
No.
Hay. You cooked it in hay. It was nice too. You can't quite get rid of all the hay. But yeah, it was really good, wasn't it?
That might be a clue for next week's dish. Oh yeah. Nice.
That is nice. You've got the egg, you've got the crunchy batter.
Got the foo.
You've got the spring onion. It's, oh yeah. Well, I like it with that sauce. Oh, I'm just getting that heat in the back of my throat. Yeah, all these different flavours. It's nice. Every time Keef suggests, you know, he's in the mood for cooking Chinese, yeah, I'll always, okay. Because, you know, if he wants to cook, I'm not going to argue. But I've had very, very few Chinese dishes that make me go, oh yeah, I fancy Chinese, as opposed to, yeah, I'll eat it. But yeah, this is really nice.
It's not Chinese though.
American Chinese?
Yeah.
Well, that's it. I mean, I think most people know that British Chinese food tends to be Cantonese. But, you know, in a place where every takeaway does pizzas, burgers, ribs, fried chicken, I think everything just becomes generic. Oh yeah, feel free to do this again.
Okay.
I will. Or are we going to just stand here and eat for the next 10 minutes or so and go over? Nice. Or do you think we ought to let wave goodbye?
B. Right. Thanks for watching. That's very good. And see you next time.
Bye.